Hello everyone, I am Jesse, or GameOverJesse. Here with us is Chiblima, Captain Bergerson, and Melon Speedruns.
Hello.
For the Hylian Gamescast. Today we're going to be talking about a potential Nintendo Direct leak. Leak. Sorry guys, I'm an idiot today. So, anyways, at the beginning of every year, usually January, February, there has almost always been a Nintendo Direct to show off what to expect for the games coming out early that year. And with every potential Direct, there are leaks and rumors that people make up, although some do turn out to be true. So today, I want to ask you guys, with the Nintendo Direct almost inevitably happening, but not necessarily knowing what is going to be in it, what are some things that you actually expect to be released? And then if we have time, we will cover the Link's Reawakening rumor that is a part of this Direct, which of course the leak also referenced Link's Reawakening, the weird sequel, A Link Between Worlds style remake of Link's Awakening. We have Super Mario Deluxe, Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe, whatever they're going to be calling it for the Switch. And some other games like Luigi's Mansion 3 were also part of the leak. But Chubes actually made a good point earlier that the Mario game's releasing in just like 5 days from now. Finger guns?
Yeah, finger guns, because Tubes pointed this out, I gotta...
Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, we got $2 from Garrett. Thank you, Garrett.
Thank you, Garrett!
Yes.
Woohoo!
So, with someone in the chat, Ashley, are you for real? Twilight Princess 2 has been canceled? Well, it was canceled like 12 years ago.
What kind of clickbait title
15
do we
years
have
ago.
here?
It says new Zelda rumor, which is what we're talking about now. Twilight Princess sequel canceled, which is what we talked about previously.
Clickbait!
It's not clickbait. It's
You
literally
mentioned it 12 years ago.
It's literally exactly what we're talking about.
I think people are just are conflating the two, like saying that, thinking maybe that is the new Zelda rumor, not that there is a new Zelda rumor, and then we're also going to talk about this thing, and then we're also going to talk about this thing.
No,
A
that's
new
why
game
there are
that was gonna
commas
happen
there,
to
guys.
cancel.
I realize the commas indicate that, but not everyone may. And I think that if someone thinks that Twilight Princess sequel is canceled because of the Smash leak, that's a new Zelda rumor.
So the exact same.
Garrett has a question.
Yeah.
Garrett's
Hey Jesse,
question.
I have a question for you. What would you think if there was a game with Ganondorf perspective instead of Goddess Hylia, aka Zelda? Well, if it was Twilight Princess, it would be really boring because he just stays in the Twilight Realm 90% of the time till he comes out at the end.
Yeah.
But a game like
time, he'd just be like riding around harassing Link all the time.
but Ocarina of
Feeding Gorons to a dragon.
Yeah,
But-
Ocarina of Time would be the most interesting, though, because then you get to see him curse the Deku Tree, block off Dodongo's cavern, get a fish
Yeah,
really
Ganon was a
sick.
busy guy in Ocarina of Time.
What
Well,
if...
he was busy, and then he just chilled for a few years, and then he was busy again.
But what if they made a game where Link's best buddy is like Ganondorf? Like, they do sword fights together and everything, and at the end he just like I don't know, something happens and Ganondorf turns evil, and that's how it all started.
I would like that. If like it would almost be the opposite of Groose, to where Groose started out as like the big bully and then turned into a friend.
Yeah.
So if like there was a character who started out as a close friend, but then they ended up being evil.
Yeah.
That would be interesting. Almost like is it the girl that you save in the Dark World in A Link to the Past ends up being the boss of that dungeon?
Yeah, but I don't think she just became evil like suddenly when walking in the room. I think she
No,
was
like
just
that was a big trick.
disguise.
Yeah.
He was disguised.
But
no,
it still
it
reminds
would be
me
neat.
of that. Or if anyone's watched The Flash season 2, it's
I haven't.
Yeah.
I know.
Sorry.
The crickets.
No, it's one of my favorite shows. Basically, like there's a new bad guy that shows up, but then there's also a new good guy that shows up, and it turns out the good guy was the bad guy the whole time. You just don't find out until like the end. Yeah.
What a twist.
Yeah. So, anyways, yeah, that's our thoughts. Melons, did you? No, you were the one that suggested the one idea of them being friends. All right. So, anyways, with back on track. Yeah, basically. Yeah, Tubes pointed out something interesting, that with Super Mario Bros. Deluxe, it's coming out in just a few days, so there wouldn't really be a big focus on that game if there was a direct coming out at like towards the end of January or early February. And so yeah, like I could see it games like maybe Yoshi, some of the other newer games.
More about Animal Crossing.
Yeah, give us the Animal Crossing.
They just showed us that
Animal
Crossing 2019 is a thing, but they haven't said anything about it.
And then they just keep trolling with the Smash Bros stuff, to where it's like you think it's Animal Crossing 2019, but then the camera just zooms out and you're like, oh, Mario's there. Damn it.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say that when I saw that clip, I can't sympathize with people who got hyped for it, because when I saw that clip, I immediately recognized it as Smash.
Oh yeah, no.
Bros.
Like when I saw that, I was like, "This is Smash." And
Yeah.
then, oh my gosh, poor Aelia was like
Yeah.
freaking out. And I was like, "That's it."
It's just like it's rendered in the Smash engine, with
Yeah.
character models and everything that we've already seen. So I don't know, but I'm sorry, guys, I wasn't tricked.
Yeah,
It
but
was way too good to be like in game.
Yeah, yeah.
starting with you, Melons.
Yep.
What are your so what's like a dream thing that you would like to have shown off for the direct, and what are a couple of things that you think is more realistic that you actually expect to be shown off?
Something I feel is realistic and I'd really like them to show off is SNES games for Switch Online.
Yes. That would
Yeah.
be the best.
They've been doing 3 NES games per month until I think last month. They haven't said anything about it. They stopped releasing NES games. I think that's it for NES games. They're going to start doing SNES games now. And then maybe next year we'll get Game Boy games, and then next year N64 games.
Please, Nintendo.
SNES has all of the good multiplayer
Listen
games.
to our boy.
Though we'll get A Link to the Past in 2 years. It's gonna be the last game they add.
Please, Nintendo. The thing is, I've been saying this pretty much since the Switch and the Wii U both had this. The button layout on the Switch and the Wii U is the exact same as the Super Nintendo controller layout. The games will translate over so well.
Mm-hmm.
Please give me Super Nintendo games. I love the
They
Super
already have the
Nintendo so
emulator
much.
they made for the SNES Classic.
Yeah. And I love it. The collection of games on there is great. If they do an offload of a handful of Super Nintendo
And special
games.
editions too, with save states, like they do on the NES.
Yeet.
Nintendo, listen to Melon.
Yep. Listen to me, I mod your game. Listen. To me.
Oh, yep. Jesse zoned out. Jesse
No,
looks like he
I'm-
just saw a ghost.
I'm letting you guys
But
talk
something I'd
about-
like them to show is Animal Crossing. Like, definitely Animal Crossing, but it's not gonna happen.
What about Metroid? Metroid Prime 4. Please, Nintendo.
I don't think so.
I can at least say with Animal Crossing, this is the only game where they've given us a lesson. Metroid Prime 4. Somehow.
Yeah.
Because with the Metroid Prime 4, at least we got a title splash.
Well, we got the same with Animal Crossing.
Yeah, we got the same with Animal
they-
Crossing.
did
We
they-
actually
oh.
probably got more with Animal Crossing because we know that Tom Nook is coming back and do the picture.
He's gonna
jeez.
like rip our wallet again.
Yes, rip my wallet all the time. Anyways, Metroid Prime 4, we've had nothing since whenever they released the title screen without even the subtitle. Just Metroid Prime 4. They didn't even say what the subtitle is. So, Nintendo, please, thank you. I don't think they'll show Yoshi, even though it's just I was just pining for it a moment ago. But they've already shown a lot of Yoshi's Crafted World gameplay and stuff, and Treehouse Directs live thingamajiggers. So it's Metroid time. It's 2019. Please, okay.
For me, unlikely would be wanting a WarioWare for Nintendo Switch. Because I know that they just recently did one for the 3DS, and 2DS. And I would just really like for there to be one on Nintendo Switch because it's such a fun party game. And then the other one is I really want to hear, even if it's nothing about like the next Animal Crossing, but maybe hinting towards about them doing like a limited edition Animal Crossing bundle, because that to me is the only way that I would actually buy myself a console. Like I haven't yet. And so if they did an Animal Crossing bundle, which I think that they might because they had one for DS.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and they've been doing a lot of those Switch bundles. They had the Pokemon and Smash ones and Splatoon controllers and Joy-Cons. And
they even had ARMS as well, and ARMS was a terrible game.
Yeah, and ARMS with the ugly yellow ones. Sorry, Jesse.
What if they do an Animal Crossing bundle with a Switch Pro or whatever that ends up being, if it's true?
Just don't even talk about the Switch Pro. I'm not ready for that yet.
Okay, sure.
That'd be good for me because I haven't bought one, but I feel like I would have a hard time explaining that to a lot of people that just bought theirs.
I feel like there's such a disconnect though. Like if you think about games people would want for the Switch Pro, I just feel like Animal Crossing is not the game.
Can you imagine?
It needs that 60 frames.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Like the world is so vast.
I ain't fishing without 60 frames per second.
And without a clear 1080p picture, how are you supposed to see the fishing line?
Yeah, exactly.
Like it's so thin, it would just
All
blend
attention to
in.
detail.
Oh my goodness. I need my individual grass blades for Animal Crossing.
Yeah.
Just play Breath of the Wild.
Ooh, I know, it's so good.
Oof.
Oof, I love that game too much. Yeah, but I don't know. I do feel like a Switch bundle would it makes sense that they would do that. They've been doing a lot of those lately, and I know Animal Crossing has a cult following, so they would. That's a console I feel like would move systems. If Zelda and Mario Kart and Smash couldn't do it, I feel like Animal Crossing will be the game to move systems for some people. Oh, and Pokemon as well. I guess we already did that. But we got another super chat from $5 from another Fallen Echo. Didn't he already give us a super chat today? But
Wow.
Aww. Fallen Echo, love.
What's it say, Daniel?
Fallen Echo says, "What are your all's hopes for the new Zelda? Do you like the format of Breath of the Wild? I personally hope for more attention to story, but I do love the freedom. I really like the open world nature of Breath of the Wild. I feel like they're gonna do that again. I think Aonuma said this is the direction he wants to take Zelda now going forward, especially because they made a ton of money off of it. And so the game got like incredible reviews and Game of the Year and everything. So yeah, I feel like that's how it's gonna go. There's maybe some more lengthy dungeon type stuff that I feel like could really fit in with the next Zelda game, but I feel like that's just something I've said 100 times that bit there. So I don't have any other expectations. Probably being along the same lines as Breath of the Wild. Just I would hope they wouldn't do it in maybe in a different land that's not Hyrule, just because we just had such a big Hyrule so suddenly, and if they did it in Hyrule again, they'd have to change it and make it a different Hyrule, but maybe
a pre-canon Hyrule.
Yeah, but then I feel like it wouldn't be as interesting just kind of retreading the exact same landscape again. So if they just put it somewhere else, that's good. So
yeah, so to tie his question in with the Link's reawakening rumor, A Link Between Worlds was the first, or not the first, but the last traditional new Zelda game they released before Breath of the Wild. And some of the stuff that they experimented with in A Link Between Worlds, we've seen expanded on in Breath of the Wild. And by that I mean there were no real items found within the dungeons in A Link Between Worlds. You were able to get everything from the beginning almost, which is what Breath of the Wild does, to where you can get all of the runes from the very beginning, and then you can just use those runes inside the dungeons in the same way that you could get almost any item at the beginning of A Link Between Worlds, and then you would just use those items while you were in the dungeon. So I think if they end up if they do end up making Link's Reawakening, this rumored game, then whatever experimental type stuff that we see that's new to that game, I think we can expect it to be expanded on in whatever the next Breath of the Wild follow-up is. But as in terms of the way that the game was structured, I would really like to see it somewhere between Ocarina of Time and Breath of the Wild, so you do have the traditional dungeons and everything, but you still have the giant open world of Breath of the Wild. But Melons, since you are our guest, you go next, and then we can end it with Tubes.
Okay, so what am I expecting from a new Breath of the Wild, basically? More stealth. Like, to be honest, I really want to sneak behind enemies and just in a way that like makes more like Skyrim, basically, where there are some quests that are stealth based. Like we have the one in the Yiga clan. Spoilers, by the way. That was really cool, but I feel like there should be more opportunities to stealth, because right now in Breath of the Wild, the only way you can stealth is just like going to a camp, go behind the enemy, hit Y, and that's it. So maybe throwing some potions or like some smoke to just like attract the enemy somewhere and then like kill them. That could be cool.
No, I totally agree, because I mean, other than where it's mandatory with a couple quests or whatever, I almost never sneak in Breath of the Wild. I almost fully just go in. I was going to say guns a-blazing, but I not minus the guns. Almost fully just leap in, do the midair bow. It's not really a flurry rush, but you know, the little time slowing technique with your bow in midair, and just pretty much spam flurry rushes and stuff, and just go in like with full force instead of stealth, because there's no, other than getting your first hit in, there's no advantage to going in with a stealth approach.
They just all see you at the same time.
Exactly. So it's that is something that if they expanded upon would be really cool, I think.
What about you, Chu?
Chu, you're muted, I think.
that reach forward to unmute, and I'm just
oof.
What was I saying? Oh, I'm the least stealthy person, so I did not. Stealth isn't my thing. I do.
Yeah,
not
but we're
sneak.
talking about video games, not real life.
I'm not stealthy in video games either.
Oh, okay. Just both.
I'm the person that runs into matches with like a grenade launcher or something crazy like that, just to draw attention to myself. That's just how I am. But I think for like another Zelda game, like Breath of the Wild style, but definitely a little bit more like something different with dungeons, because I do like I did really like the Divine Beasts. I thought it was really cool the way that you could approach them, and there are different ways to complete doing them. But for me, like, I really like the dungeon aspect. I kind of like, you know, running around and collecting things and just kind of getting through it and seeing everything there is to offer in a dungeon. So, yeah, that's me. I want more dungeons. Also, Link didn't have a companion in Breath of the Wild, and I kind of like having companions, so
yeah,
I wouldn't mind having something like that.
You can have a dog.
You have Zelda.
You can have Wolf.
Do I look like I have amiibos?
Do I look like I do?
I have one amiibo. It's Fox. I don't know where he is.
Just scan him in.
Alan
and you
Numa.
can take the mushrooms that fall and
Aonuma did say something a bit misleading when they were promoting Breath of the Wild. Whenever they first started showing off the champions, they said that they would be companion characters.
Yeah, but then they were like, "Oh, are they companion characters?" And he was like, "Not in the way you think."
Yeah,
So it was misleading, but also like technically he wasn't lying, but it was definitely misleading. Yeah.
They needed to be support characters like Wolflink.
Oh yeah,
would've
like
been
you could
cool. I
just
wish.
get a dog. You need to freaking pet the dogs.
Yes. Damn it, Nintendo.
Pet the dogs!
Press A to
Pick
pet.
them up and give them love.
Oh, please. But that's the thing too, is like sometimes having Wolflink is a bit of a disadvantage because first of all, if he dies or something, I feel terrible and I go into a rage. But also, if there are the odd times where I am trying to sneak or something, and I'm like, I've got my bow ready, I'm like, okay, well, what I'll do is I'll sneak up, I'll at least take out the archers, and then I'll go in and kill the guys inside, right? And I start sneaking, and then Wolflink is like, woof, and he just runs in. I'm like, well,
Well, you know
there
what?
goes my sneak. He just runs right in, completely draws attention to me.
You can tell him to wait, by the way.
I can, but I guess I get wrapped up in it, and I'm just like,
Yeah, okay.
I guess that's kind of my bad. But I almost never use him. Like after the Great Plateau, I almost never end up using him because as soon as you start riding a horse or paragliding, he just gets left behind anyways. So
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, real proper companions would be cool, as Choops was saying before we hijacked the conversation.
Okay. I was
Oh.
backtracking to see my hilarious reaction when I realized that I was muted.
Yep.
Because Gibbs was like, I literally started cracking up with the face he made at the sudden realization that you were muted, and I had to like go back to capture the moment. And it was just.
I need a GIF of that.
No, you just stay next to him and you press A, RP. You'll have a wait command.
Oh, I was like, wait,
Yeah.
what is
Or yeah,
Melon
RPG
talking
asked,
about?
how do you make him to wait? So yeah, you can like if you go up, it's like a context sensitive action.
Yep.
So yeah, I the only time I remember to make him is if there's loot that he's gonna go and eat, and I like meat or nuts or something, that food that falls on the ground, he'll go and eat it. So I'll tell him to wait so I can go and pick it up.
Aww.
I'm like, no, don't eat it. You don't need
forget
that.
he's in wait mode.
Yeah. So pups gotta eat, I know, but yes. Jesse,
What's the hat?
Did I not already give mine?
did you?
Yeah, I think I
you
did.
did, but I think
Yeah.
we're all
Alright.
just done talking.
Well then, what's
about it
next,
now.
Jesse?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess we can move to the next piece of news. I was gonna bring up the whole Soldier Boy thing, where he's getting sued, but that's just too dumb to even talk about.
Mm-hmm.
You guys all know what happened. It doesn't need to be.
Yeah. There's been lots of other
Anymore.
channels. JonTron
So we
People-
can talk
yeah.
covered it.
we can talk
Yeah.
about Melons and his
Oh, no.
mods and stuff.
Yeah, Nintendo's suing Melon too. So
Oh no!
no.
Oh wait, is Melon our topic of discussion today?
I guess so. Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
so-
I don't know if this is an old topic.
Yeah. It's old. All right.
Hey everyone, it's me again, Elia Rose. I just wanted to say thank you so much for watching this video. And you know what? If you're a fan of videos like this, you should totally subscribe and give this video a like and comment below to let us know what type of videos you would like to see us create in the future. And if you would really like to support all of us here at the GameOverJesse channel, please consider purchasing a GameOverJesse t-shirt or becoming a Patreon at patreon.com/GameOverJesse, where you can receive many rewards, such as getting shoutouts, having any topic or theory that you select discussed on the podcast or made into its own video, having your question answered, joining on as a guest on the podcast, and playing with us during our Twitch live streams at twitch.tv/GameOverJesse, and much, much more.